Let me just double check, 'cause I'm not seeing it on my phone. It should be on there now. Okay, so George, you've been using the system for a few months now, right?
Right.
And how have you found it after a few months? Are you getting better?
Yeah. What I'm finding is that as the races go into the winter season, and there are less stakes races, less races with 2 year olds. I'm finding the system is more accurate.
So it's actually delivering some winners then.
Yeah, but you know what? As with everything, like the system is basically a numerical output, right? So like it's a number, and I just see that as a starting point. There are many other things that you have to do in addition to the system, or sorry, in addition to the numerical output. For example, usually what I do before I bet a race is the top three selections in the system. I usually go back and I watch what the previous race was, how the horse performed, right? I use that. I use um, which horses are favored as well, plus the numerical system. So those three factors are the ones that I use to make my final decision for betting.
I'm just got to re-put you on here, George.
Okay.
For some reason, your picture is not showing up.
Oh, really? Okay. I can see myself here on the.
Technical issues tonight.
That's okay. We got nowhere else to go. We're in lockdown.
Okay, I'm gonna have to add this again.
Yeah, that's right. I don't see myself. That's right.
Yeah, just trying to add you back in. Just give me a
Okay.
second.
Sure.
Okay, should be back. Show up here in a few seconds, but
Okay.
okay. So let's going on. It looks like we got Erica on the line tonight on the chat. Alex is back, and Jordan is back as well.
Excellent. Excellent.
It's gonna be a great night.
And Des, I'm noticing here that the theme for this evening is CompuBet settings. And if I can ask you, being the CompuBet guy, um, I noticed that for form, post, and driver, you have equal weighting, but for speed, no, sorry, but for class and for what was the other one? The third one. Sorry. Oh yeah, for speed and class, you have higher weighting. How did you derive those weightings? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, it's a good question. So we're gonna actually talk about that tonight. So let me
By the way, I still don't see myself. FYI.
see you on the broadcast now.
Oh, you do? Okay, you do? Okay, that's good.
Yeah, should be okay.
Weightings. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good question. So we're gonna actually talk. Yeah, turn their sound down, George.
Yep, I just did that right now. Okay, we're good.
Okay, so let's go through that, George. That's a good question, but we'll start with our disclaimer here. This handicapping challenge is intended for fun. The system picks that we make aren't intended to promote gambling or to be wagered on in any way. We don't make real wagers during the program, and the broadcaster host guests assume no liability for any and all wagers placed by viewers of the broadcast. Okay, so tonight we have an average fan. I'd like to bring in the average fan. His name is George, actually, George.
Oh my goodness, is that a coincidence or what?
Yes, let's bring him in. Let's listen to him tonight.
Get the 10! Pull the 10! Pull the 10, baby! Pull the 10 horse now, baby! Pull the 10 horse now, baby! Pull the 10 horse! Pull the 10, baby! Pull the 10 horse! Pull the 10 horse! Pull the 10! 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 Come back with the 10! Come back with the 10! 10 horses, thank you! He's gonna get second. He's 38 to 1. Don't say that.
Hang on. Hang on.
Come on! He's 38 to 1.
We got him.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of money, Mike. Who won the race? It wasn't the 8, right? No.
No.
It was a long shot. Who won the race? You know who won it? Did the 10 definitely get second?
Yeah, got second.
The 6 is a long shot, I think.
38 to 1, George. You're the best.
Oh, the 6 won. Man, he almost won the fucking race. How much do you think I'll get the place? About $20?
Yeah.
Yeah, more.
Yeah,
I should at least get 25.
Yeah. What do you got?
38 to 1.
What do you got on?
I got 10 across the board. So I'm going to make money.
Oh, of course.
All right, so George, he was a winner. He had 10 across the board. So George, explain what 10 across the board means.
Well, 10 across the board means $10 to win, $10 to place, and $10 to show. So you get paid 3 times.
So it sounds like George had a long shot that came in second. So he's going to win a place and a show bet, right?
But that's okay though, because you still get paid twice versus 3 times.
Yeah, and
I personally don't do those kind of bets, right? I mean, like as you know, my main bets that I do are exactors and the occasional win bet. But mind you, I'm thinking of slowly getting into more triactors.
Yeah, I think triactors are good payouts.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, George had a good winner there. You know, I don't know if he won at the end of the day, but let's take a look at what we're going to do tonight. We're going to start with $100. All bets are available. Race will be chosen by us, and we'll keep going till we run out of money, or we bet at least 5 races tonight. So as I talked about, we'll track our real-time performance on the spreadsheet like last week. And tonight's lesson, we're going to talk about CompuBet settings. So, you know, George brought it up a little earlier here. So you can see this chart I put up here. It's got speed and class, form, driver, and post position. Those are the 5 factors when you're setting for CompuBet. And the rank of those factors I've set on the left-hand side, class being 1. And the base setting that we use for class is 13. Speed is how fast on average the horse will run a mile. And that we've set at a base setting of 12, second most important factor. Driver is the 3rd factor. We've set that at 10. Post position, 4th most important, again at 10, and form at 10. Now, your question earlier, George, how did I come up with speed and class at 12 and 13?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So what I did is over the last couple of years, looking at the different races, using the sliding scale, trying to win as many races as I could by adjusting the scale after the fact. So I used to use like a speed 12, 13, 10, 12, 13, something like that. But I found that it was a little bit too rigid when it came to form, driver, and post position, because those I find are a little more variable the night of the race. Whereas speed and class are really kind of ingrained as to the quality of the horse, right? So the big change I made in my system when I started using CompuBet was setting 12 and 13 for speed and class, and then allowing form, driver, and post position do a sensitivity analysis. So you can see for round 1 we use the base settings. Round 2 over here on form, we knock it down to 4 because a lot of times form, which is, did the horse finish in the top 3 positions in the race? The point is, if the horse is running at a higher class, then they generally don't do that well, right? When they drop down, they'll do better. So I find form is really kind of overrated. So that's why I like to see what horses pop up when you lower the form setting to 4. Driver, same thing here. So, driver is very important. We've got it at the third most important factor. We set it at 10, but there are a lot of races where the driver can be somewhat overrated. Some races you'll see a driver at 3 times an average driver or a poor driver. So it's not realistic sometimes. So I'd like to set that down as well and test it. And then post position, as you know, George, on the smaller tracks, as we get inside on the post position, it becomes more critical, right?
Absolutely.
So, but with horses on the outside and the 6, 7, and 8 posts that has speed, sometimes they can overcome those post positions. So what I like to do is see if any of those horses pop up when you lower the post position factor. And that gives you an opportunity to review those horses, look at their speed, and maybe pick them for second or third, something like that. Gives you a long shot, right? I know you don't like betting outside horses. Is that right, George?
It's my bias, because part of my betting experience is having my horses close to the front. Win or lose, it gives me an emotional reaction, which makes me feel good or not so good. Versus having your guy 7th or 8th or at the back, you just sit there and nothing happens, right? So that's why, at least with betting an inside position, I'll get that emotional reaction, win or lose.
Yeah, that's part of the psychology.
Exactly.
Okay, so as we said, factor discussion here. So class, most important factor, right? And it's really important that horses that drop in class usually will perform much better than they did in their last race. Horses that rise in class will usually not perform as well. So moving up or down class is a really big factor, right?
Right. And if I can make a comment on class, and in my opinion, I think class is the most important factor. And one indicator of class is I guess like a rule of thumb or 2 rules of thumb is one is if there's a difference in the purse of $2,000 or more, that means there's a change in class. Number one, and number 2 is if a horse goes from a conditioned race to a claiming race, that usually means a drop in class. So for those of you who may not be sure how to interpret the class variable.
Yeah, it's not always just is the horse racing for more money, because sometimes they have these special stakes race, which, the horse qualifies for it and they up the purse and it really doesn't mean anything. So you have to really compare class between horses,
right,
to determine if a horse is moving up or down relative to the other horses. So speed is the second most important factor, right? And the nice thing about CompuBet is it'll automatically convert different track speeds for you based on the track rating and conditions for that day. So if it was a good track or a sloppy track, all the tracks have what they call a variant setting, and CompuBet takes that into account and will adjust the speed accordingly. So they do a nice job. Yeah, it takes a lot of work away from the handicapper.
Yeah. And Des, if I can make a comment about speed, like handicap is a very good system, and if you join HB betting, it's free, which is great. But if I was designing it, I would have incorporated a 6th factor, and that factor would have been early speed to get to the front, right? And that's critically important with the 7 or the 8 horse, right? So if they show that early speed, that would be an indicator for them to be able to be in the thick of things when it comes to the stretch.
Yeah, at least an indicator on the line would have been nice, right? That way you don't have to look it up all the time.
Exactly. And we also always don't have access to the program, right? So we can't really tell if a horse has speed or not.
Well, you don't buy the program?
No, I can't afford it.
Okay. So let's talk about form. So as I said, form is the least important factor, and form really is an indicator if the horse is finishing in the top 3 positions of the race recently. How often are they doing that? So it measures how the horse performed recently. But as I mentioned, they could have been racing at higher classes and didn't do well. Now they're dropping down. So It's a little bit overrated. Driver, I think this is the third most important factor. Now, you'll notice that we set form, driver, and post all at 10, even though I think driver is one of the more important factors. But you'll notice some drivers will have a very high rating versus others, sometimes 3 times better. In some situations, it may not be justified and will skew our total points, right? So if a weak driver has an inside post and they have a pretty good speed horse, that's not going to really hurt them. But if he's got an outside post, he's got a park out, that's going to impact them, right? As I said to George, the good drivers, the poor drivers always let in the good drivers, because the good drivers are racing every race. So they know that if they screw around with a good driver, the good driver is going to come back in the future and remember it and do something to them. I'm convinced of that. Not that they ever admit that.
Well, if I can share a race that I bet on yesterday, just very quickly, I had a favorite going with some exactors, and this 40-1 shot from post 7 went up front, and he parked the best horse out for the whole race. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? Let the favorite in, and you can suck along and get second. And as it happened, the guy who kept the favorite out died in the stretch. The favorite was parked the whole race, but still finished third. So it's frustrating to see bad drives like that.
Yeah. And, George would agree that we want to avoid really low-rated drivers where possible, right? They just don't know how to drive properly. They don't know the strategy.
Especially trotters, too. The worst thing is to bet on a trotter with a bad driver, and right off the gate, your horse breaks stride. So you just kind of sit there.
Yeah. And then post, as we said, this is the fourth most important factor. So the smaller the track, the more favorable an inside post becomes. On larger tracks with long stretches, post position becomes less of a factor, right?
Exactly.
So that's why we do a rating at 10 and then we do a rating at 4. And if we're on, let's say, a mile track, then we might look at the 4 rating a little more, right?
Exactly.
So when we test for point sensitivity by lowering the factor to 4, it'll raise the points of the outside post position horses. If we see them enter into our betting zone, we need to see if they possess early gate speed, right? So we'll look at past performances, past videos. Otherwise, we're not going to consider them, right, if they don't really have speed.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are the rules of the system? So one of the things we've always talked about, any horse within 10% of the top horse points can win the race, right? So you always got to have that in the back of your mind and don't be disappointed. That you got to realize these guys can win. Look for percentage spread in points, top horse versus the other horses below. So the top selection, right? If you have a 3 to 4% spread, that's okay. 5 to 6 is good. 7 to 9 is very good. And 10 plus is excellent, right? Because 10 plus really indicates that there's nobody within 10%, right? And that's our 10% cut line. That, the odds are that guy's going to win the race. Also, when we talk about qualifiers, so that's a horse really that hasn't raced in a while, or they broke stride last race and they got to re-qualify. So that's like a practice race. So if they have a true qualifier and they really have not had a competitive race in over 21 days, we want to subtract 10% of their points before comparing to others. Okay? And the other rule I have is if there's more than one qualifier horse in the race, we're going to skip the race. And that's because qualifying horses are really unpredictable. Sometimes they break stride right off the bat because they haven't raced in a while. Sometimes they're really fresh and they win the race, right? But it's very unpredictable. Any comments on qualifiers, George?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And one other factor that's very hard with the qualifiers is if they've come from another track, have never raced at the current track, and they qualified, you have no idea how they're going to perform. So that's more uncertainty and more reason to skip the race.
Yeah. Okay, we also look for outliers or bad data, right? Sometimes we'll see horses with very high class ratings, but the past performance and race levels don't reflect a higher class. So we got to be cautious of that. We might skip the race or we might lower the class factor a bit to see if it brings other horses in, okay? So we want to ensure the point scores reflect reality. Make sure the horse is competitive at the current class, right? Sometimes you'll see horses that aren't rated that well, but they're showing that they're pretty competitive at the class, right? I think you've had a few of those, George, where you've thrown
I
them in the
did.
exactor, right?
I did. Yep.
And it pays off
Good.
sometimes.
Yeah, because you're not sure, right? So it's better to err on the side of caution and include them, especially if they come off at good value odds.
Next one, be cautious of horses coming from other tracks with high speed ratings. So this one's tricky, right? Sometimes the CompuBet overrates some of these horses, and you got to just learn through experience. But look through the programs of that track and see if you can see other horses that came from the track. How did they do? How did they do in their first race? What kind of class did they race at? Were they competitive? And that gives a good indicator sometimes. And then lastly, bet at tracks with high CompuBet win percentage and low percentage takeouts, like we talked about last program, right?
Exactly. And I think we said the cutoff is like 30% or higher. You should not bet at tracks that have a success rate from CompuBet of less than 30%.
Right. So how are you going to bet, right? And there's 3 bets we typically do: win, exactor, and now we're doing kind of looking at more triactors. So we're only going to bet a win bet if the is above the win bet value line. We talked about this in the past programs. We'll talk about it again tonight. We're going to look at the percentage spreads and potential exactor payouts. If the top horse has a decent point separation from the next horse, so like 5% or more, we're going to bet the top horse with 2 other horses at least, maybe 3. We're going to consider the next top 2 horses rated, but also look at horses below these to see others that are close within a few percentage points with good value payouts for the exactor, right? So typically, George, how many do you usually include? 2 or 3?
I like putting in 3 horses for the exactor.
So I said to George, like when you go from 2 to 3, you better have pretty good payouts, because if you're all low payouts, you're not gonna make money, right? So if your top 2 horses are well separated in terms of points from the remainder of the field, we're gonna do an exactor box, right? Top 2 horses. If the top 3 or 4 horses are separating from the others in terms of points with a clear top selection, we're going to consider a triactor key bet in addition to the exactor. Okay, so these are new things George and I are working on, but that's when we want to look at that triactor. And lastly, be patient. Wait for a good race at a high percentage track. So as George said, greater than 30% win with a clear top race selection, more than 5%, and decent exactor payouts.
Yeah. And Des, if I can make a comment, and like you and I actually may disagree on this, right? But supposing that you have a situation where your top 2 CompuBet horses are very, very close, how do you decide which one to pick? What I do is I rely on, it's called the wisdom of the crowd, meaning that I pick the crowd favorite between the 2 to be my top horse, right? Because if you haven't, if a horse comes out as being the favorite, that means that there is undisclosed information in the bettors that we don't have access to, because he or she would not be the favorite unless people have unknown information. If that makes sense, I don't know, but
yeah, it may make sense in some things. I just don't find that makes much sense in horse racing, right? And the reason I say that is because typically there is some inside money, but typically the favorite is just by a bunch of people that make it the favorite. So I don't think there's a lot of wisdom in the crowd actually at the racetrack.
Well, I think we'll agree to disagree, right?
We'll agree to disagree, because I like to bet the horse that provides more value.
Yeah. So Des and I are not a mirror copy of each other. We all have we have a similar system, but we tweak it a little bit.
Right, and that's important, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to walk through an example race. I'm not going to tell you when this race was from, but it was from a couple of months ago. And obviously, I chose it because it's good for our system, but these races pop up all the time, right? So this is a race. You can see the odds here. There's 9 horses in the race, and number 5 was scratched. So we ended up with 8 horses, the favorite being number 2. So if we take a look at the CompuBet, round 1, so it's the base settings, you can see that, we have 2, 3, and 7 popping up here, right? So 2 is 11.6% ahead. And the reason that is because number 3 is coming off a qualifier. So they hadn't raced in 26 days. So we're going to subtract 10% of their points, right? George, that was one of our rules.
That's right.
So this guy here at 1161 is actually going to become, we're going to subtract 116 points, is going to be like 1140 or 1045. So when he goes to 1045, you can see he's pretty close to the 7, right? But he's well away, 11% away from the 2. And you can see over here in terms of class, those 3 horses are the top class, right?
Agreed.
So would you agree in this case, George, the system is telling us to do exactor 2 with 3 7?
I agree with that. And as a matter of fact, what I would also, because I like putting in 3 horses in my exactor, I would look at the 8 and the 4, and of those 2, I would see which horse has speed out of the gate. And if it's the 8 or the 4, I would include them. Also, I would include the one with like the best odds or like with the best value.
Okay, but you can see that the 7 is almost 5% better than the 8 and almost 6% better than the 4. So we got a good separation between this group here, right?
Yeah.
We look at the form settings, we get the same thing, right? You can see the separation. Again, we're 6-7% above the 4, but we're well ahead, almost 12% ahead by the 2. So we're still 2 with 3 7. We look at the driver sensitivity, so we've dropped the driver down to 4. We get basically the same results, still like 11% ahead. You can see the 7 is now actually better than the 3, right? And we're still 9% better than the 4 and the 8. So we're separating a lot here, George, from the 4 and the 8.
So something tells me just to do like a straight 2-3 exactor versus part wheel.
Well, no. 7 is, don't forget the adjusted factor for the qualifier. So 7 is actually ahead.
Oh, I see. You're right.
7
right.
and
Okay,
8, 7 and 3 are very close.
Yeah. So we should include 7 in the exactor.
And then we look at post position, and again, we're very close between the 3 and 7, but 11% still ahead by the 2. And we're 6 or so percent ahead of the 8. And the nice thing when I looked is the 7 does show early speed.
Good. Which means a good start.
Okay, so here's the forecasted win and exactor payout. So what's your thought, George? What kind of bets are you going to do? Let me show you this is the value line. So you can see, given the spread, the 2 is 11% ahead. The odds should have been 2 to 5. He's actually coming in at 6 to 5. So his value is actually pretty good, even though it's low. So based on that, what do you think your bet's going to be?
I think my bet would be a $5 exactor. What was it? Let's go back to the previous slide, or the past.
There's the ratings at the bottom there.
Okay.
Like 2 with 3 7, is that right?
Yeah, exactly. $5 exactor, 2 with 3 7 is what I'd do.
What about triactor? Would you do any?
For a triactor, I would probably throw in the 7 and the 8. No, sorry, the 4 and the 8 for a triactor.
So how would you bet it then?
I would bet 2 with 3 7, and then with 3 7 4 8.
Okay, so you've got so that's going to be 2 times 3. That's going to be $12, right?
Exactly.
And you bet $10 up here.
Yep.
Okay, good. So let's take a look. Alex says interesting philosophical differences between us, George.
Well, like we're not clones, we are original thinkers.
Okay, so what about a win bet, George? You going to do a win bet?
No, at 6 to 5, it's not worth it.
Okay, that's your personal threshold. Mine's even money. So
would you do a win bet here?
Here's my bets. So $20 win bet on 2.
You put a win bet on 2, really? Wow.
Well, I just think he has good value for 12% ahead. He's paying above even money. Exactor, going to do 2 or 3 7 again, same thing, and I'm going to do a key.
But I would argue against doing a $20 win bet, because if you lose it, you lose $20. No. If you win, you win $22, right? If you use that $20 to do more exactors, your return on investment is much higher.
but I'm using it also to cover my bets. So I think he's going to win for sure. And if my exactor doesn't come in, I've covered it.
There's never for sure in horse racing. I've learned that many a time.
And then lastly, my triactor, $5 key, 2 with 3-7. I think those three are separate based on their class ratings. Again, separated from the field. So.
Okay, so you got $50 worth of bets here.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys want to watch the race?
Let's watch the race.
I'm gonna have to open it up here.
Now, like the caveat is, Des did cherry pick this race, so it could be cherry picked to be a success.
I don't know, George. We're not sure, right?
Okay, is it random? I wonder.
Okay, I'm just gonna pop it open here.
Oh, Toga Downs. I never bet at Toga Downs.
Tioga, yeah, Tioga Downs.
Tioga, sorry.
So this is actually back from February.
Okay, this must be in California because there's no snow.
Your Sire Stakes Excelsior final for
here we
2
go.
old Philly Pacers. They're lined up and on.
Guys, I got to say, I've never known you to put $20 to bet.
Oh, yes.
Even money favorite. I've never seen you do that.
Neck in front quickly
So here comes the 7 on the outside, George, with speed.
Between horses, they're third.
So we'll use Alex to cheer him on.
Come on, 7. Let's go.
Okay.
Get 7. Get him up. Get him up. 7's a long shot here.
Come on, 7. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it in.
It's seafood.
All right, so 7 got to the front.
Up top.
We got 6. We got 2 and third. The 6 to 5 favorite here. Now, typically, George, in this position, they do a quarter move, right?
That's right.
They make their way past the
Here he
stands.
comes.
It's always great to see that.
Now here comes
Die with this dead gray. I'm begging.
Yeah, once everybody gets
I
settled,
am begging. One of you guys go
does the
buy him.
brushing.
Dead fucking gray. Go buy him.
Lover. Then comes
Okay, so
Whenever
now
she-
we're sitting with the 2-7 exactor.
Sweetheart.
The
That's
3
aim
is
as they head
coming
towards
from
the
the.
half coming up in 56
He's actually in
seconds
6th
flat.
right
And
now.
on the engine, it's Dresden.
when I see
and
that,
Zeron.
my horse go brushing up. It's like
Onto the
poetry. It's like,
backstretch.
oh man.
They pace.
Doesn't get better than
Dresden
that.
leading the charge over.
So we got
Carrington
2-7.
first
We got
over.
3 with
There
cover
goes
on the
Major
outside,
Lover,
which is
pins
good,
to the
right?
pylons.
And mind you,
Fourth,
7
it's
is
a
30 to
Papalotto.
1, so it's going to be a good
Second up
exactor
trip for Tava,
if it comes
followed
through.
by So Amazing, who's on the advance into the outer flow. Then comes I Say No More.
We should
dropping
hold our
back.
family together
Ends
right
on even
here.
terms with Seafood
I
Sweetheart.
think I've heard that word.
Stay together right there. Hold my family together. Hold. Stay together.
Open up a length and a
Gotta
half.
open them up.
Open him up, boys. Open him up. Open him
He's
up.
on the outside.
Open him up. 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 Open him up.
We need 7. We need 7 to get up.
It's a Papalotto center of the
Who's
racetrack.
looking
Major
good?
Come on, 7.
It's like a
Let's go.
2-7. Here comes
He's
3 on the
open.
outside. 3 on the
Come on,
outside.
Come on now.
Second, Tava may have been up for
Come on.
third.
All right,
154
so
and one.
guys, it was 2-7-3.
Wow.
Impressive, eh?
And 3 was, and then 7 was 30 to 1 too.
So let's look at the payouts. So this is my betting. You can see the bets we had at the top. So the 2-7 actually paid $35.45. The 2-7-3 triactor paid $244.
Wow.
Like, that's crazy, right, George? This is the thing that George and I are always upset about, is that the HPI bet doesn't show us the triactor payouts.
I know.
If
I know.
we saw that, we'd bet it, right?
I know. I mean, like, so many times I see the selection from CompuBet, and the top 3 guys are the 3 guys that it picked. It's like, wow, I should have bet it, right?
Yeah. So in this case, a huge payout, right, for the top 3 guys. I mean, $243.
Wow, $243. That's crazy.
So if you look at the left, all 3 payouts, and yes, I did set this up, right? But I'm saying I was watching this race at the time. I remember back in September, and I saved it because it was a good race. But you can see the profit from the $20 win. So that profit was $27 from the exactor, $334 from the triactor, $599.
Wow.
Total
crazy.
profit of $961 for $50 of bets. Now, would I do $50 of bets? Probably not. I might do 20, 25 total, right? 30. So maybe I'm going to make 600, 500, but still, that's huge money.
What I find very interesting, with this particular race is how much higher the tractor is compared to the exactor. I mean, 35 compared to 243.
Yeah, and number
crazy.
3 was the second choice, 7-2.
I know.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Eh?
Yeah.
I actually emailed HPI Bet the other day and said, "Can you guys show us the triactor payouts?"
And they said, "I'm sorry, but it's free. How much more do you want for free?"
All right, so let's take a look at another race before we get into it, George. But this one here, okay, and this one is actually from today.
Uh-oh.
So this is Monticello, and don't take a look at it, but it's Monticello, right?
Yes.
So when I did all the sensitivities and everything, it always came up with a box, 2-3 box, right? These guys were 4% separation, but they're well ahead of the 3 and 4. Who's well ahead of the other bottom 4 kind of loser horses here, right? So my thought is you look at this and you say, okay, that's a clear 2-3 exactor box, right? They're well ahead of everyone else. There's only a couple of points separating them. And then if we're going to do a triactor, we should do the exactor box with these 2 horses coming in third.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So the bet would be 2-3, 2-3 exactor box, and then a 2-3-6, 2-3-7, 3-2-6, 3-2-7, right?
Exactly.
So looking at the separation in the race is key, right? So let's see what happened here now. If we look at the value line, there's no win bet in this race. No horse has value above the line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're not going to do any type of win bet. So what are you going to do, George? No, you're not going to.
I would do 2 things. One, I would do a $5 2-3 exactor box, and then I would do 2-3-6-7 a tractor and 3-2-6-7 tractor.
Okay, so fans, get ready. The next race, you guys are going to type in the chat your selections. Okay, so that's George's bet, right? I would do the same bet, right? And this is George. We got to move into these triactors. I mean,
I know.
We see these separation. Here's the results. Okay. So the exactor didn't pay that much. It was 3-2, so the second choice beat the odds-on favorite, paid 10.20, but the triactor paid 52.60.
Wow.
Okay, so if you did, using the stream cuts out on me.
Yeah, like it's kind of just spinning around.
Okay, should be coming back on now.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is an actual race. So, okay, let's take a look at this right now. Okay.
So guys, just for the fans that are rejoining here, what we're doing is we're going to look at an actual race and then ask the fans to type in the chat their bets based on what George and I just talked about, right? So see if you can apply the system. Okay, so this is the line here. So we've got a decent separation here. Now, George, the horse hasn't raced in 9 months coming off a qualifier. What do we have to do there?
You have to subtract 10%.
So 10% is going to be 99, like 100 points, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's going to be basically 890 is going to be the new number.
That's right.
Okay, so at 890, what are you thinking looking at this? And don't give away your bets, but just give us some analysis. Don't talk about bets.
Well, one is clearly the standout here. He's more than 10%. So that's the first thing. And then I'm thinking doing some exactors and tractors, because really after the one horse, anybody can come in second or third, really.
And we actually see a big separation here. There's a separation line, looks like about right here, just below the 3 horse, right? Would you say?
That's right. So really, the top 4 horses are really the best horses here. Yep. Exactly. So so really 2, 4, or 3 can each come in second or third. So like I've got some ideas of some bets that I would do here.
Okay, so let's leave it for a second. So yeah, you can see the big separation line here. That's like almost 80 points, another 10% gap here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, guys, I mean, this is similar to the first race I showed you. And again, this is from tonight, right? So let's take a look at it. So I'll go to round 2. So this is round 2. Again, we're going to subtract 10%. So that'd be like 91 here. So that'd be like 823 or something like that. So again, big separation, right? Similar things. Round 3, we've dropped the driver rating. So again, this is going to go down to about 800. You can see the 4 is actually better than the 2 here. But again, big separation, eh, George? 947, that's like 15% now.
Yep.
And we go to the post, again, we're going to take 10% off that. So it's going to put us at like 825, something like that. Okay, so you can see these two horses pretty close here. The 2, the 3, and the 4 is still in the race, obviously, right? But everybody else seems to have dropped out, right?
Yep.
Okay, so here's the odds. What do you guys think?
Well, I think a 1 should be maybe 7-5 or so. Oh, 1-5. Oh my goodness!
No,
Look at that.
1-7-2.
Wow.
Guy coming off the qualifiers 1-5.
Wow. You see, there's like this. For me, this is a wisdom.
This is your wisdom. You're
this
gonna
is
get
a wisdom of the crowd situation. You see, I would look at this and that would make me nervous. It would. That would tell me something is up.
Okay, well, that's a fair statement, right? You get a little nervous about it, but I mean, you're showing 1 as a standout, right? Okay, so let's look at the value line for a second here. The only guy above the value line, of course, is number 1. So, he should be like really odds on, and he's paying 3.5 to 1. So very good value, like 400%.
Yeah.
So he's in a good position for things. So let's look at some of the fans. So Alex is saying he's going to do a 1-4 box. So Alex, 1-4 box, exactor box, right? Okay, any other bets from the fans before George weighs in? Jordan, what's your thoughts? Or Erica? Erica, what do you think? Anybody want to do a win bet? Erica, I'm going to go a 2-1 box.
Interesting that the fans are doing a box. I guess the 1-5 is scaring people.
Yes, Erica is doing the 2-1 box. And Jordan, he's doing. I think Jordan, you're doing the same as Alex. Did you want the 1-4 box or the 1-2 box, Jordan? Erica says, wisdom of the crowd, baby. I don't know about that. George, you suckering people.
Well,
Jordan's putting a win bet on the 6.
Win bet on the 6th.
I don't know why. He says he likes long shots. Jordan's got the 1-4 box. Okay, George, what are you going to bet? You going to pass? Or?
You know what? I will probably. Can you flash back to the actual numerical ratings?
There you are.
No, like the before.
Yeah, it's
coming.
It's coming. Yeah.
Okay, so 2's a heavy favorite. That means something is up, right? That means so. What I would do is I would do an exactor, a 2-1 exactor box, and then I would do and that's to cover my bets, right? And then I would do a win bet on number 1 because the odds are pretty good, and then the exactor 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2, 1, 3, 4.
Oh, so George is doing a lot of bets. George.
You got allowed?
Yeah. Are you doing a win on the 1?
I'll do a win on the 1.
Okay. Exactor, you're doing 1 with 2, 3, 4, and 2 with 1, 3, 4.
What on the one? 1 with 2, 3, 4. That's right, and a 2 with. No, in a tractor, 2 with 1. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, 2 with 1, 3, 4. That's right.
Exactors, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Okay, so I think that's all the bets we've got here. I'm not going to bet because I obviously know the outcome. But let's take a look at the race.
Okay.
Okay, so it's going to just take me a second to bring it up here. So this race was actually from tonight, and this was
First race field behind the gate moving.
all right. So it's Dover race 1 from tonight, guys.
Okay, let's watch.
There off there goes Cell Service out for the lead, along with Orabelle. Lucky Witch moves up in the third.
Okay, so remember the qualifying horse was number 2, right?
On the outside, that's CHF Murdana.
Oh, look at him. You see him? He's broke stride.
Primo Parade.
See number 2?
Primo Padre made
He
a
broke, George, right at the start.
That's not good.
Yeah, that happens a lot with these qualifiers, guys. This horse hasn't raced in 9 months. They bring him out to the track here. You ask him to go fast, and all of a sudden he breaks stride, right? So two's out of the race.
Up front, the leader by about 2 lengths.
Right now, 7 is winning. The 1 horse is in 4th. And we've got the 4 horse in 3rd here.
So one's going to be first over.
So Erica, your bet is done. You had a 1-2 box, 2 broke stride. He's out of the race, basically.
Toward the half. And leading the way, that's Orabelle by a length and a half. Cell Service is there. Then it's Lucky Witch getting underway.
Okay, here comes the 2.
Followed by Rednecker than you. They went by the half 59-1.
Oh, sorry, the 1. Sorry, the 1.
And Orabelle leads by
Here comes the 1 now. He's coming first up. The 3 is behind him. The 4 is in 5th.
Down inside 5th, Lucky Witch to the outside.
So we got the 1, 3, and 4. Those are the 3 remaining horses.
Blue Chip takes the lead.
So right now it's 1, 3, right?
He's gonna brush right up. Wow.
7 is dying.
They come by 3/4, 128. They make the way toward the top of the stretch. And are you
So 1 looks good, eh?
Rednecker than you. Lucky Witch up in the 3rd.
Okay, so here comes the 4. 4 is coming up. He's 3rd right now. He's 3rd.
And are you kidding me? Blue Chip's got a 3-lane lead coming through the stretch. Are you kidding me? Blue Chip with the big lead coming through the wire.
All right, looking good. 1-3, 1-4 exactor.
Going to be close for a second.
Looks like got 4.
Photo with Cell Service for the place. 157.
All right, so we had 4 come up for second. So it was actually a 1-4 exactor. So Alex and Jordan and George won that race, right? Because George had the win on the 1.
I did.
And we had the 1-4 exactor. So that's good. Good betting off the system, right?
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Good job.
If I can comment, the reason I did the 2 with 1, 3, 4 was basically to cover my bet because the uncertainty. So let's say it was 2.
Yeah, because sometimes we get that certain.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at the payouts for that race. So just to show you guys what happened. So the 1-1, he paid $9.10. The exactor paid $84 tonight, George. $84, wow. The 1-4 exactor. Now the 5 came in 3rd. It was a $337 exactor. That guy was about 5th in the system.
Wow.
But he came in for $337. But the exactor was $84.
Wow.
So sometimes you can pick it up like that, right?
Yep.
Okay, guys. So that's all for the teaching tonight. What we're going to do now is we're going to pick on some real live races. These are the 3 tracks we have going tonight. We have Dover, Northfield, and Pompano. And Dover and Northfield, both very good. Close this.
Yeah, actually, Dover is currently at 40% win, which is a very good statistic.
So it's coming up, right? It was never that high.
Yeah.
So Dover's at 40.78 last week, Northfield
Yeah.
37, Pompano just over 30. So three okay tracks. So George, what tracks are coming up now?
Dover race 10. We got 2+ minutes to go. So we have a very nice selection. Dover race 10.
Okay, let's take a look. Just bring it up here. So who do you see coming up in the selection?
Well, I think five looks to be a standout in the system. I'm just going to check if he has some. See, he's got a good driver. Tim Tetrick, 21% winner. I'm just checking to see if he's
Tim Tetrick, yeah.
Tetrick, yeah.
Very good driver.
Yeah.
Very high rating, right? Again, this is one of those guys where you can see almost three times the guy George Dennis on number 3. He's got a 29 rating versus an 11, right?
And Des, I just checked out number 5's last race. He does have speed, which is also another good thing.
So. All right. So you're showing maybe a 5-2 box or?
You know what? I think like 3 is the second guy that stands out, right? 5, maybe a 5.
Oh, 5-3.
Yeah, 5-2-3, something like that.
Or do we box the 5-3? Because when you look at the factors, if we drop the form, it's still pretty well 5-3. If you drop the driver down, George, it becomes a little closer between the 5 and the 3.
You think? Well, let's see if 3 has any speed.
It's still about a 10% gain.
Okay, 3 doesn't have a top driver. Oh, actually, you know what? 3 does have speed.
So it looks like a 5-3 box or 5-3 straight. What do you think?
That's a good. I'd go for the box, actually.
They both pay $12 right now.
The 3-5-5-3.
Yeah, it's like a $10 box, George. What do you think?
I think that's a good bet.
So let me open up the Excel sheet and we'll just punch in our first bet. So that's Dover. What race is it?
It's race number 10.
So we're doing a $10 exactor box. 3-5, right?
That's right.
For a total of $20. We're gonna bet $20. All right, so let me open up the Excel sheet so everybody can see it here. Any questions on those selections, fans? Okay, so we've got Dover race 10, $10 exactor box, 3-5 for $20. What about is Northfield already gone, George?
Northfield is already going.
So we can take a look at it. It's already going, but let's see what the system may have picked.
Sure.
So we've got 2, looks like pretty good standout, but he broke stride last race. 2 with 4 and 8. 2 with 4 and 8, $12.63.
Yeah.
Is that what you think?
I'm thinking. I'm just checking out some of the odds with 4, 1, 8, and 9 here. 4, 1. I'm just checking if the debate has any speed. Hold on, just give me a sec. I'm thinking exactor 2 with 1, 4, 9 maybe.
You talking Northfield?
Northfield race 10, yeah. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to reboot my HPI here. I have to go back into it. I think the viewing has stopped on
Is
our
it?
broadcast here.
Oh, too bad.
Know why it's not receiving enough video. I think we're back.
Are we back? Good.
Yep. Okay, so George, we've got Dover coming up here.
Okay.
So we did, was it $3-5, right?
That's right.
$10. This should be coming up shortly here. So you said Northfield. You had an exactor there, you thought?
Yeah. Just let me pull it out here. Hold on. What I had.
Let's see what.
I think it was race 10. I think, right? I think was it race 10 or
Yeah.
no, it was race 10. Yeah, it was race 10. Let me take a look.
You see the results.
So yeah, like I think
the 9 won the race.
Oh, the 9. Okay.
Yeah. So the guy probably broke stride. You see, like that horse broke stride the last race. Not worth betting again, right?
Number 2. Yeah.
Odds on. You know,
Wow.
we should discount a horse that breaks stride as a top choice. Just skip the race, you know.
3-5. Yeah. Wow.
He must have broken. I didn't watch the race, but yeah. So we're gonna have Dover coming up here shortly. We need a 3-5 box. Looks like the car is coming into position here.
Now, Des, when I actually looked up Dover, it's not a half-mile track or a mile track. I think it's like in between.
5/8.
Let me do a quick check here.
Might be a 5/8 track.
Yeah, 5/8. Yeah. Okay, they're coming. So our bet is 3-5 box.
Gate moving.
So what we're hoping is for 5 and 3 to both go, and it'll be 5-3 after the first quarter.
Yeah, so Jordan asked the question. Some drivers will race multiple horses in an evening. I didn't realize that. That's right, Jordan. Especially the top drivers, they'll race every race at the track. You know, the weaker drivers, they may get 1 or 2 drives a night. The mediocre drivers, maybe 3 or 4. So out of 10 races, usually the top drivers racing 8 to 10 of those races, eh, George?
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, it's not uncommon to see a top driver win 3 or 4 races in a given night.
10th race field behind the gate moving up.
Okay, guys, so we need 3 and 5 here.
Okay,
5 went,
going.
3 did not.
They're off. There
3
goes
did
Secret Jet from the outside after that lead. Also moving out all as well. Hanover. Up the inside is
Went the
goes
7
Jetta.
go. 3, decent start for the 3's 5th.
Up between horses,
Yep.
Proteus. Go Jetta back to 4th, racing up in 5th.
See,
It's 50 ways.
7 here.
On the outside,
That's
Cappadocia.
interesting.
Here comes 5.
Die with this dead gray, I'm begging. I am begging. One of you guys go buy this dead fucking gray.
5 should go around him. Go around
buy
him.
him.
Go buy it.
Get buy this piece of shit. Die with this dead gray, I'm
got away second.
I don't like 5 sitting behind the 7.
Yeah.
He should have done a quarter move.
Yeah. Yeah, for the fans out there, what this is referring to is if you have a top-rated horse and you're behind a less rated horse, it's better to actually go to the front to do like a quarter move, what we call, to have that guy behind you instead of ahead of you.
56 and 4/5 for the half as they make their way over toward the back stretch. Secret Jet maintains.
Okay, so we're second and fifth right now.
Sitting in second, another 2.5 back to Go Jetta. About 3 lanes Proteus.
We need to go around this guy.
To the outside. Now get out
Go now, go now, go now.
Go.
Secret Jet leads it.
Is that 2 coming up?
Oswald Hanover.
5's going now.
Here we go. Here we go.
Jet back to fourth.
We got to get by him.
Die with this dead tray, I'm begging.
Come on, let's go with that 3.
What are you guys go
Three's coming, I think. Is what
Go buy him. Go buy him.
Here comes 3. Here
Get
comes
by
3.
this piece of shit.
It's a long stretch for us. Come on, 3. Let's go.
Come on,
I
5.
am begging. What are you guys go buy him?
Come on, 5-3, 3-5, 3-5. 3-5, 3-5.
Die with this dead tray, I'm begging.
Oh,
I am begging. What are you guys go buy him?
3-7, George. Yeah.
3-7. We didn't see that
Jeez.
7 coming from anywhere.
That was a close race.
It was.
Was the 7 rated at all?
I'm just taking a look right now at what the 7.
How did the 5 not get by the 7, man?
I know.
Perfect trip.
Hit a trip, exactly.
Yeah, the 7. 5 didn't get by him. I tried to cheer him on to get by him.
Oh, I know.
3-7. Oh, man. Come on, 5.
He should have beaten him, right? I mean, like 7 was 18-1.
Yeah, what did the 3-5 pay?
3-5, $13.
Yeah, that would have been okay. Would have
Yeah.
given $65. What did the 3-7 pay?
69.
So if we did the CompuBet on that, let's take a look here.
Yeah, there's no way we would have the 7.
Now, even when we lower the post rating?
Yeah, even.
Yeah, he's not coming up here at all.
No, he's not even moving, right?
I mean, he's in the bottom. He's in the middle, but he's not. I wouldn't put him in the exactor.
No, not at all.
Okay, so we lost that one. So what about Pompano? We got 0 minutes to post. Is that going yet, or?
I'm going right. Yeah, let me just flash on Pompano. Pompano usually has a long in-between time from 0 to when they actually race.
Yeah, looks like we got time.
Watch it. She was completely.
Yeah. Okay,
So
let's take a look.
see what we can do at Pompano.
Okay, well, we have some pretty close horses here. The top 4 horses are all pretty close. 5, 4, 8, 7, numerically speaking. And Des, I'm just going to get the Pompano program because you can actually get it online.
You get it for free, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're showing 5, 4, and 8. Let me bring it up for the fans to see here. Bring up the HPI so everybody can see the ratings here. So what George is talking about, we've done the setting here. Yeah, Jordan says 5 took so long to make a move. You know, in the end, I guess Jordan 5 didn't have the horse, hey, George?
Obviously.
I mean, if he moved earlier, he probably would have died more.
He had a perfect trip, and if the horse was there, you should have just flew by him.
The quarter move was the right move. You got to know who's in front of you and go by him in the quarter when it's easy.
Exactly.
Okay, so what we're showing here is we've got these look like amateur drivers, George. They're all 11s and 12s ratings.
Yeah.
So we've got a 5, 4, and 8 coming up here.
So our 5, 4, 8, 7 are the top guys. I'm just looking at who's got speed here. I got the Pompano program. So who's got speed? 4's got speed. 5 has speed. No, sorry, 7 has speed and 8 has speed. Yeah, 4, 7, 8. So Des, I think 7 and 8 are both going to go.
You think 7 and 8 are going to go. So 8 might be a good bet.
Yeah. Let me see the odds here.
4 came second at this class last time. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And 5 is dropping down, but really he won at this class out of the 2-hole at the end of November.
That's right.
7 won this class last race, and he has speed, right?
He's got speed, yeah. As a matter of fact, 7 is won his past 2 races.
So yeah, we don't. I mean, the system doesn't rate 7 high. We lower the post factor here. We see we get 8 with 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
I don't know. 8 to me is going to be tough to get up when the 7 is going as well as the 4.
I think so too. I think it'd be really hard.
But he could be there. He's a good horse. 10 to 1, right? So we could do 7 with 4, 5, 8. Or we could do we could do the system. We could do the 4.
Well, let's see what 7 with 4, 5, 8 pays. 7 with 4, 5. That's actually not bad. 7-4 is 25. 7-5 is 20, and 7-8 is 44.
Ah, we missed it, George. They're already gone.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Let's watch the race.
Yeah.
So maybe we would have done 7 with 4, 5, 8. I think
7 with 4, 5, 8.
We were leaning towards. So let's watch it here.
Yeah, 7's on top.
He's parked out. Looks like the 4 got up. 5 is going and 7 is going. Oh no, 7's coming up 3 wide.
Wow.
Man, he's tough here. 5's parked out.
Wow.
The 4's not letting anybody up. Holy cow. So the 4 is actually parking everybody out.
Actually, 4 is the favorite at 4 to 5. Jesus.
No. 4 is 9 to 2.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually looking at the wrong race. I was looking at Dover. Sorry about that.
Yeah, 4 is 9 to 2. So this actually, the system had 4 and 8, right? The 4 was one of the top selections. 4 with
Yeah,
8.
but you know what? Oh, 7's got a tough trip, eh? Jeez.
7 parked the whole race.
Parked the whole race.
Oh, here comes the 6 coming up 3 wide. Boy, 7 did well. He's actually going to tuck down in the pocket. He's still coming.
Still coming, wow.
Still coming, man, after all that.
Wow, wait, look at that, eh? He actually might get it.
Looks like 6 is coming on. 4 is probably going to win it. It might be a 4-7.
7's going to come. Watch.
4-7.
Oh, yeah, okay. 7, yeah. Oh, 7's got him. Oh, my God. Can you believe that? After being parked?
Is it going to get him? No. Oh, yeah, that was tight. 6 was there, too.
You know what? 7 was the best horse. He parked the whole race, and he still...
Yeah, that was very close. 6 almost won the race, I think.
Yeah. Now, as we talk about drivers, right? A good driver would have gotten the 7 up. A good driver knows how to handle a speed horse.
Yeah.
You know.
Or at least would have sat him on the turn.
Or at least would have said, yeah, exactly. Giving him a breather. Because, you know, he was clearly the best horse.
Yeah, I don't know who won that race. That was very tight. There's 3 horses right at the line, eh?
It's amazing on the 7th. He was parked the whole race, and he was still coming. God. Yeah, he's closing on him. Look at that, eh?
That was amazing. Parked the whole race. And,
that is.
If it's 7-4, I mean, we would have had it, but.
No, I think the inside horse or the guy on the outside may have gotten it.
It was very close.
Yeah.
Could even be a dead heat there. Okay, what else we got coming up, George? While we're waiting?
Okay, let's check it out.
Oh, it says 6-7-4, George.
Oh, 6-7-4, eh?
6, yeah. So we would have lost. So.
Wow.
6 wasn't bad. Like, it's not a bad horse. You know, he had the same number of points as the 7. So.
Let's go to Dover. We got 4 minutes, so let's take a look at Dover. Okay. Wow, we have some pretty good horses at Dover. They're all within close. They're all quite close.
We got Northfield at 0, but there's probably a couple of minutes there if you want to take a look at it. You want to take a look at Dover
Yeah.
or
Well, like,
Northfield? Northfield?
just let me see how close they are to racing.
They're not
Hold on.
close. They're not close. We got time. Got time at Northfield.
All right, let's go look at Northfield. Okay. Okay, so Northfield, let's take a look. Well, once again, there appears to be two guys kind of standing out.
2 and 3, right?
Yeah, 2 and 3. Let's look at the odds here. Okay, threes. Wow, 2-7 to 1. Wow, those are good odds. Let me look at their previous races here. 3, a three's got a top driver, Aaron Merriman, who's like a specialist with front runners.
I mean, you lower the driver rating, 2 jumps to the top, right?
Yeah.
It looks like a 2-3 box, maybe. I don't know.
I think, yeah.
And then the 7 is popping in right now, actually,
Yeah.
Has a real long shot here. Like a 3 with 2-7.
Yeah.
And maybe we do a 3 with 2-7 and a 2-3.
I think so. Or why not do a 3 with 2-7 and a 2 with 3-7?
You think so?
Yeah. Because 3-2 pays $25 and 3-7 pays $69, and 2-3 is $51, and 2-7 is $330. I think it's worth it.
Okay, so it's Northfield. What race is it, George?
Race number 11.
So we're going to do $5, I guess.
Yep.
Sector, we're going to do 2 with 3-7.
Yep.
And we're going to do a 3 with 2-7, right?
Yep.
So those are $10 bets. Okay, so let me turn that off, show everybody where we're at. So in the Excel here, we're Northfield, so we got $5 exactors, 2 with 3-7, and 3 with 2-7. So a total of $20 we're betting. We're down 20 right now. Bank's left at 80. So I go to HPI bet. You guys can see why we're saying this here. So you can see the 2 and the 3 are, this is with the post factor lower down. The 7 is popping into play. So without that post factor, the 2 and 3 are real standouts. So we're kind of boxing the 2 and 3 with 7 maybe as a long shot coming in, right?
Yep.
So what kind of payouts would that be, George?
They're all about $20, and the 3-7 is about 60.
You said the 3-7 is 60?
Yeah, I'm just checking. 3-7. Oh, actually, 3-7 is $60. Yeah, and 3-2 is 22, and yeah, it's 22. Yeah, so we have 3 with 2-7.
All right, so let's see what happens here. Starting to go. So Dover, did you think there was a bet there, George? Or?
You know what? There was about 4 horses that were pretty close together. So let's just kind of watch this one. Like this one seems better. Yeah, I mean, like I prefer races in which there aren't so many close ones. Here, there's only 2 close ones.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of horses over there.
Yeah,
there's good odds. Like some good odds.
4 or 5, horses who can win the race, right?
That's a good value play over there.
Yeah.
Maybe betting the 5 and the 7 to win. But we'll check it out. That's one of those it's one of those value races we talked about a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we need some cheering here. We do have the 7, so we can use Alex to get that 7 going. Come on, 7.
That's right. Seven's got to get a good start.
on, 7. Come on, 7. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it in. Come on, 7.
Get 7 going. All right, here we go. Seven is not going.
Okay, it's not good.
So who do we have? Two left. Looks like 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
The 3's kind of hung out there. 4 left. We got 1, 2, 4, 3 right now. 4's 60 to 1. He's parked down.
Jesus, man.
What are you doing, man, with a 60 to 1 horse?
You have these kind of, I know. You have these kind of drivers who are just wrecking it for everybody, right?
He's gonna wreck it. He's gonna lay out there. This is where the 2 should.
These guys, yeah.
2 is 19 to 1, man.
Wow.
How is he 19 to 1?
Oh.
19 to 1, George.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, hopefully 4's out of the way.
Yeah, 4 tucked down.
Okay, good.
So we're 2nd and 3rd right now. So we need to get these guys going.
Die with this dead gray, I'm begging.
Get him up, free, get him up. Get him up, free, get him up, 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 get him up.
Here comes the 3 now.
Get him up, free, one more time. Get him up, free,
2's hanging in. Need the 1 to die. 3's moving. 3's moving.
Get him up, free, get him up. Get him up, free, one more time.
Come on, 1 die. Die 1.
Get him up, free,
1 looks good, George.
Yeah, he does look good. All right, here we go. All right, 3-2. Come on, 3-2. There we go. 3's got it.
3's got him.
Okay, got it. Here we go. Come on. 3-2, let's go.
Die with this dead gray, I'm begging.
Come on, 2.
I am begging. What are you guys
Come on, 2.
Hold the 10, baby. Hold the 10 horsepower, baby. Hold the 10 horsepower, baby.
Way together right there. Hold our family together. Hold. Way together right there. Hold my.
Hold the 10. 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 Hold the 10.
It's like 3-1, was it, George?
3-1, yeah, 3-1.
I thought the 2 was going to pass that 1.
I thought, it looked like he was coming.
Yeah, that's too bad, man. 2 was hanging in there. I thought he's going to take the 1.
Yeah.
He came out, right? That's him coming out, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, he was coming, exactly.
I thought he's going to blow by the guy. He didn't. Came 3rd, I think. Yeah. Oh, maybe 4th. What did the 3-2 pay?
$10.
That's it. About 3-1.
Oh, sorry. 3-2 was 16. 3-1 was 8.
8. Okay. All right. What do we got coming up here? Dover hasn't left yet. You want to do a value?
Yeah. Let's do a quick.
Quick win bet value.
Yeah.
Maybe the 5 or. Whose value at there?
4758.
I mean, 5's good value.
4's 13 to 1. Yeah, 5's 13 to 1. That's.
You think that's good value? I mean, that 14 to 1.
Wow. 5. 7. Let's see if he's got any speed here. Let's take a quick look here at 5. Anthony Morgan, he's an average driver.
We could throw him in some exactors.
Well, he's dropping down in class.
So, you think 4 is the big favorite, or?
Well, the 2 favorites are 3 and 4.
Yeah, what do you think between those 2 is better?
Between those 2 guys, I'm just looking right now. 4. I would say probably. I don't know. None of them personally, but probably. I'd say probably 3. Probably
maybe we should put a win on. Well, 3-1 at the class, right?
Yeah.
And 4 is dropping down. 4 is competitive. 5. I mean, 5's, yeah, he doesn't show much, but he could be in there for the exactor.
Yep.
What if we do 3 with 4 and 5? And maybe
Yeah.
5 with
Yeah,
3 and
yeah.
5 with 3 and 4 is big exactors.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do 3 with 4, 5, and 4 with 3, 5.
So that's Dover. What race is it? 12?
11.
11. So we're going to do a $5 exactor. 3 with 4 and 5, right? And we're
3
going
with
to
4,
do
5.
4 with 3 and 5, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
$10. Okay, I think the gate's moving, so we've got the race is coming.
There we go. We're going.
Okay, guys, we got Dover coming up here. So we've got 3 with 4 and 5.
11th race field behind the gate.
4 with 3, 5. All right, 3 went.
Well, there goes Fashion by the Beach out for the lead. Also moving out, Casey John toward the inside. Last Gunfighter. Now taking back to get in there. Third is Fashion by the Beach. 2 or 3 lengths. Monty's Play got away fourth, racing fifth, GWT, followed by Star Messenger. The early trailers are Cloud Speed and Highland Beach Boy. They make their way around the first turn, and coming out on top, Casey.
We got
John.
3 in front.
Last Gunfighter is
Yep.
second. Getting in there
3 to
third
1 odds.
was Fashion
It's a
by
little
the
bit
Beach.
blurry,
Monty's
the
Play 27 and 4 fifth. Bill makes his way by the
Nice.
stands and leading the way by 2 lengths.
I don't know why it's
That's
blurry.
Casey John. Last Gunfighter got away second. Fashion by the
Okay.
Beach third.
So
Then
the
comes Monty's
2.
Play. Monty's Play out already in
So I think somebody's pulling out. I'm not sure who's pulling out. It's
followed by
Eric.
Star Messenger.
The
Then
1,
Speed and
4, and
Highland
5
Beach Boy.
are
They
out.
make their way over toward the half.
It's good for
And
us.
up
It's good
front,
for us.
Casey
Yep,
John,
yep.
followed by Last Gunfighter. Monty's Play races on the outside. Then it's Fashion by the Beach. Outside GWT, 50. GWT, 57 easy seconds as they head over toward the back stretch. Casey John maintains the lead. Last Gunfighter is there. Monty's Play races on the outside, third.
He looks pretty strong.
Yeah, the 4 and 5 aren't closing at all.
Yeah, they're not moving yet.
Looks like
Come on, guys.
3,
Pick
2,
it up. Let's
3,
go.
4 is garbage. Yeah, we're not close. We're not close.
And Casey John's been there all the way, leads by 3 now. Casey John's pulling away from Last
3-2,
Gunfighter
man.
down the inside.
Easy
Fashion by
winner
the
for
Beach,
3.
Nearing the wire.
Yeah.
Casey John
How was
all
the
way.
2?
Last Gunfighter, Fashion by the Beach.
The 2 was last numerically.
Oh,
But,
really?
yeah.
So Alex asked George, is it better when horses are on the outside since they're not trapped, even though they have to cover more distance?
I think my response is it depends. If they're first over, meaning if they're the first horse pulling out to challenge, that's not good because they're cutting into the wind and that sucks up a lot of energy. What's ideal if they're on the outside is if somebody's in front of them and they pull behind them, so they have somebody blocking the wind, and that's called being parked with cover.
Right.
Shall we flash down to Pompano? I think we may have a bit of time.
Yeah,
there.
let's take a look at Pompano.
Pompano race 3.
We've got $40 left, George.
$40 left. Okay, we got to hit something here. Okay, so I'm looking at the past performance program. Race 3. Well, I have to introduce my bias. My bias is there's a driver called Wally Hennessy, which I like because he's so aggressive. He takes his horse to the front and he just drives them. And he's actually driving the number 3 horse.
So you're thinking Pompano, right?
Yeah, Pompano.
They haven't gone yet, right?
No. Just a quick look here.
No, not yet.
No, they haven't gone yet. So we have a bit of time. So,
Three's even money.
Three's, yeah, so three's a favorite. 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, 3 with 4 and 5. I think 1 is a qualifier, right?
Yeah, so maybe
1 was the last race for the 1. Let's see. He raced in September, so he hasn't raced in over 3 months.
yeah, I'm just looking here.
I would not bet that guy.
Yeah.
2 isn't bad.
Yep. He's got some speed, so that, I think he'll get a good start.
4 is okay. 5's pretty good, actually. Won at 10. He came second at 10,000. He's pretty good. He could actually win.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, he's very competitive.
So let's see what else we got here. Even that 7 could pop in.
Third as we get set to kick off the 50-cent Big Six. Pair of upsets to kick off the card. 11 to 1, 12
I'm
to 1.
thinking 3 with 4, 5, 7.
Well done if you're still alive at that
think
big
so?
pick
7
5
and
tonight.
7,
Again, better than 20.
Yeah.
7's class,
Going to be a nice opening 9 pick 6 bowl here as well. Already well up and over the 3,000.
3, 7 picks, $34.
Very good.
Yeah, you know what? I like
bull
that
who would
bet.
take a
3
swing into
with
as well. The good news
4,
with the
5,
pick
7.
6, if you
4,
miss
5,
it,
7.
everyone misses. You still got plenty of
All
room
right,
there
let's
for
do
a
that.
consolation.
$10.
Payout as
$10,
well.
George?
No consolation last night. 2 tickets out of the Big Six, paid
sure.
just over $3,500 a copy. And the third race up next, I do like the favorite here, Light-Footed Legend. Now, when we first got him back in South Florida, we did see him make breaks in stride in a couple of starts consecutively. Since that point, he seems to have got the train back on the tracks. He was used very hard in that last start, but still,
So I'm betting $30.
That was a big-time effort there by
So
Light-Footed
3 with
Legend.
4, 5, 7, guys.
If he's at his very best, I think that he is clearly the one to beat here. Public agrees. 4 to 5 are down the favorite Light-Footed Legend. For second, I'm going to take the veteran, Cantab Lindy. He's on the comeback trail. We've seen this movie before, though. Even last season at the age of 11, he was lightly raced, but when he did,
Three with 4, 5, 7.
Yeah, 7's a good horse. Yeah, I mean, he is dropping down in class. He's very competitive.
Yeah, he could easily come in this race, right? He might even go. He might even go today. So we got 3 with 4, 5, 7. Yeah. Any picks from the fans on this race? I can bring up the stats here for you. So you can see the CompuBet here, guys. I've lowered the post, so I mean, if we take 10% off the 1, that's going to put them about 820. It's going to put them down here. So forget about the 1. So that's why we have 4, 5, and 7.
Yeah.
1, 4 looks real good. 1, 4, 1, 5, probably the bigger ones. Sorry, 3, 4, 3, 5. 3, 5, 29 is good value, George.
3, 5 is great. Yeah.
It's good value. Hopefully that comes in. Okay, so all right, so this one's going to start soon. Any other races coming up that you see?
Dover, Northfield 1 minute, Dover 8 minutes.
Let's take a look at Northfield while we're waiting.
Okay. Hmm. 3, 2.
Alex is thinking of adding a win bet on the 3 horse. Thinks he's solid.
Well,
Pompano, what do you think?
Well, it's even money. So like, like the logic is, if you think he's going to win, you'll make more money with the same investment in an exactor.
Yeah, so
So it's better, don't bother making a win bet on an even money guy.
Even money is kind of like the lowest threshold, right? Is he that much of a standout?
Yeah. He's not that much of a standout.
And he's also a trotter, right?
That's right. There's a risk of breaking.
Yeah. So win bets on trotters, Alex, are a little more risky because they break, 20% of the time, or depending on the horse. So.
Yeah. So Alex, do an exactor instead of doing an extra exactor instead. Yeah. It's better value.
So let's see now. We're going to watch the race. Here it goes. Turn the sound on here.
Field of 8.
Okay. My man Hennessy's never let me down. The two drivers I like is Hennessy and
the two broke.
Fired up early, Cantab Lindy, the veteran, protecting his pylon position. Ev's Girl.
Hey, there goes the 7.
Turn,
Good start.
Already floating wide fourth for Hennessy. Billy trotting fifth.
Come on, 7. Let's go.
3's coming up. 3-7.
Come on, 7.
Come on, you got the 3-7. 3's doing the quarter move.
Come on, 7. Let's go.
Get in there, buddy.
Let's go. Bring it in. Come on, 7.
Okay.
I am begging one of you guys go fight it.
Come on, 7. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Bring it in. Come on, 7.
Get fighting.
Come on, 7. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it in. Come on, 7.
Stay together right there. Hold my family together. Hold.
3-7. 3-7.
Stay together right there. Hold my family together. Hold. Stay together right there. Hold my family together.
Let's go. Bring it in.
Open them up, Wally.
Open them up.
Let's go. Let's go.
Keep it up, 7. Keep it up, 7. 5. 4.
Let's go.
4 on the outside. Come on, Wally.
Let's go. Let's go. Bring it in. Come on, 7. Come on now.
Boy.
Come on, 7. Let's go.
Stay together right there. Hold my family together. Hold.
Come on.
Stay together right there. Hold my family together. Hold. Stay together right there. Hold my family together. Hold. Stay together right there. Hold my family together. Hold. Stay together right there. Hold my family together. Hold. Stay together right there. Hold my family together. Hold. Stay together right there. Hold my family together. Hold. Stay together right there. Hold my family together. Hold.
7. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it in. Come on, 7. Come on now. On 6.
What do you think, George?
I don't know.
That was close.
It was close. It was really close.
That was close. Looked like 3-7.
Well, you know what? They're flashing the camera on 3, so that means they usually do that when the guys won.
Yeah, that's right. That was tight, man. I think it was a 3-7. That Class guy, man. I was afraid he was going to pass him.
Jesus, man.
He looked good.
There's that one who sat on the pocket, eh?
Hold on, tickets 3.
I thought he was going to pass him too, but he just hung tough.
It looked like the 1 in the 7 for second, but I think it was 3-7. Yeah, I thought 7 was going to pass the 3, eh?
Oh, I know, but
that was a good bet, man. Include the 7.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The photographs.
Get him up.
Ev's Girl to the outside up to win it at
7 won the race, George.
You're kidding me.
Just announced it.
Oh dear.
7-3.
Oh dear.
7-3.
6 Pepin
Cooley. Oh, we had that.
7-3-1-6.
Jeez, Alex, it was your 7. We overcheered the 7. We had the 3-7. That was tight, man.
Yeah.
It's all the angle, right? You can't tell.
I know, it's hard to tell.
I think he got it by like half a nose. It was very, very tight. I thought we won. I thought we had it.
Yeah, I thought I had it too.
What did the 3-7 pay?
3-7 pay was $30.
Oh man, that would have been $150.
Yeah.
George, you would have been winners. What did the 7-3 pay?
74.
Oh wow, man.
Wow.
7-3-1-6.
7.
Oh well. That's a long
7 Ev's Girl strikes here at 10.
10-1. The Class horse, man. Class horse.
Another double-digit upsetter.
Good drive.
Another tight photo. Ev's Girl, Joseph Chindato Jr., the owner, trader, and driver.
That was a good race,
Blue Big Bird, New York. Parlays a perfect.
I got to turn off the Alex during the 7. It's too much. It's too much.
Did Alex bet the 7?
No, he always cheers for the 7. That's his sound.
Right? Girl 155. That is a career best effort. 7.316 remains unofficial.
All right, guys. That was a good race. Exciting, eh? Our horses were in it. And again, we talk about that, right, George? Our horses are in it.
Yeah. That's what makes it exciting.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to show the photo. How does Northfield look, George?
I'm looking at it right now. There's 4 horses that are pretty close.
You got the 1.
Results are official.
1 with the 3.
Well, the 2 and the 4 are pretty good as well.
Sebedev's Girl returns $22, $8, and $5 for the trouble. Second of the 3, Light-Footed Legend, $280, $260. And third of the 1, Can-Tam Lindy at $360. The exact is $74.40. Trifecta, $447. 20-cent Superfecta, $381.74. Official run at him.
So 1 is the choice at 7-5.
Yeah, but they're close. And like the 1 and the 3 are pretty close.
1 with 2, 3. 3 with 1, 2 pays big.
Yeah. Let me just take a look at these guys here.
Is he competitive at this class?
Which guy? 3?
Yeah. I think you actually had the exactor his last race. Remember?
Which guy? Sorry.
Impressive Cowboy. He came second. You had him in the exactor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
It's the same class. He looked pretty good that race. Get decent speed, I think, and then came up.
It was good odds too.
I think he could win.
It depends what kind of start he has, right? I mean, the problem with post 3 is you may end up 3rd or 4th, right? So you're flush first over.
I just want to see what he did last race out of the 2, how he started. Looks like they're going now, George. You want to do take our chances? 3 with 1 and 2.
Sure.
$5.
Well,
We only have $10 left.
You know what? Let's pass on this one. They're all pretty close.
Yeah, but this is our chance to get good value, man.
Oh, all right, so 3 with 1, 2.
Yeah.
They're off and pacing. Okay. Cam's Little Man pushes the gate away from the rail. He's gets the first call. Between horses, Midnight Matt is there. Impressive Cowboy also left. And on the outside, there is Here Comes Bronson. But crossing over and grabbing the early advantage now is Midnight Matt. Up on the outside to challenge is Here Comes Bronson. Then it's Cam's Little Man and...
All right, so we got 3 with 1 and 2 here, guys. $5. It's our last bet. If we don't win. All right. Here we go. No 7 in this one.
Nope.
We need a good start from the 3. Doesn't look like he left. Oh boy, terrible start by the 3, George. It's like second last.
Is a Western Captive outside for Beach House.
One's doing a
then
quarter
Tango
move.
Star. Impressive Cowboy is on the outer tier. And the trailer is Silver Spur. Currently 5 of them on the outside by the quarter in 28.
He parked the whole race.
So taking the lead, he's
cover,
a blue chip boy. Moving up on the outside, Western Captive. Need Cash for Gas in 3rd. Out there to be 4th is Beach House. Also outside, Impressive Cowboy. On the inside, Cam's Little Man.
Never seen a race like that.
Then
so
at the rail is Tango Star.
Wow.
But he was forced to, right? Because everybody is parked all
Facing
right.
here by the half, in 57-2, the leader he's a blue chip boy. On the outside, Western Captive is into second. Need Cash for Gas along the rail. Over there next and peaking 3 high comes Beach House. Following him is Impressive Cowboy. Inside for Cam's Little Man.
He's got a horse.
Straightening away into the back stretch. To move on to 3/4. He's a blue chip boy. Leads him by 1. Now out there 3 wide coming on is Beach House. Over there in third is a Western Captive. Wow. In from between them, Cam's Little Man. 3 wide, Impressive Cowboy, 127. Moving around the turn to the top of the stretch. And up on the outside, Beach House. Beach House is trying to overhaul. He's a blue chip boy as they turn into the stretch. Beach House off the rail with the lead. Inside, he's a blue chip boy trying to hold third. Western Captive. Wow. Beach House.
All right. Is there another race coming up, George?
Boy.
We can
Western Captive and Impressive Cowboy. 150.
We can borrow from the bank.
Dover.
All right, we'll do one more race.
One more race, yeah.
Dover. We'll borrow $20 from the bank.
Okay.
Hey, we needed that Pompano one.
Yeah.
That would have been a good one.
That was so close.
All right, what do you got at Dover?
Let me take a look. Well, 5, 2, and 3 are the main ones.
Okay, so we got 3, 5, and 2. So 3 with 2 and 5. Not bad.
Yep.
2 with 3 and 5. Not bad. Could be a tractor, George.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, the 5 is pretty good too, right? In the base setting.
Really good odds.
5 with 2, 3. 7 to 1. That's good. Still 5 with 2, 3. The system's saying 5 with 2, 3 all the time.
Yeah.
And then 3 with 5, 2. So 3 could come in or 5, I guess. That's really what we're saying, right?
Yep.
3 with 2, 5. 2 with 5, 3. About $5 tries. 2 with 3, 5. Like 2 key with 3, 5. 5 key with 2, 3.
Yeah, I like that.
Dover is 12. $5 tractor. We got 2 with 3 with 5. 2 with 3 and 5, right? Key.
2 with 3, 5, yeah.
And 5 with 2, 3.
Yep.
Okay, so we're borrowing $20 from the bank. This will be our last bet. Either way.
Yep.
All right, guys. So 2 with 3, 5. 5 with 2, 3. Are they going, George?
Let me take a look now. Not yet, but soon.
Okay, so you can see our bet here. Whoa, did we lose the broadcast? No?
No, I think we're still good.
So now I lost the live chat. I must have turned it off. Turn it back on. All right, Alex says let's finish strong here.
That's here.
All right. So we got 2 with 3-5 in the tractor key, so we need 2-3-5 or 2-5-3, and 5 with 2-3. So 5-2-3 or 5-3-2. Okay, so let's bring it up. Dover's going right now, George.
Good.
All right, here we go, guys. Hey, the 5's going, George. Beautiful.
Oh,
beautiful. We needed that. 5 and 3 left.
Good.
It's perfect. 2's fourth.
2's fourth, yeah.
2 is 6-5. Oh, we got the 2 and the 5. We don't have the 3 to win, eh?
No.
Here comes the 3 quarter move. That's okay. We got the pocket, right?
Yep.
7-1. It's good for us. 2's going to be first over.
Yeah. Hope he's got
our horses are in it.
Yep.
He better be first over. Maybe he's trying to sit the turn. Here he comes. Here he comes. That's going to be an interesting race. We got our top 3 guys up there.
Our guys are in it.
So we don't want him to open up, but we need to. Let's just bring in George. No, 10.
On the 10 horsepower, baby. On the 10 horse. On the 10, baby. On the 10 horse. On the 10 horse. On the 10. 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 On the 10.
Get him up, free, get him up. Get him up, free,
need the 5 to take the 3.
Get him up, free, get him up.
2's dying.
One more time. Get him up,
not good for our triactor.
Get him up, free,
2's dead.
Get him up, free, get him up, free, one more time. Get him up, free,
Die with this dead crane, I'm begging. I am begging. One of you guys go buy this dead crane. Go buy him. Go buy him. Get buy this piece.
3-5. Well, they're all good horses, right?
Yeah.
What'd that pay?
Exactor 3-5, $21.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just go to Excel. So we ended up losing 120. So yeah, not a good night. We had a few close races.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the night, George?
Well, I think the key thing would have been that Pompano race, right? If we'd won that, it would have swung the momentum around.
Yeah, so we lost the last one there. Okay, so all right, so any oops. Let me turn this off. Any lessons learned from tonight?
Yeah, the lessons learned are, I think it's important to read between the lines with horses, right? And I think the example was that Pompano race, right? That horse 7, right? He was the class. He got a good start from post 7.
Yeah,
was in the front and it just sat in the pocket. So
it ties nicely back to our factor discussion, how important class is. So even though the guy was doing nothing at the higher class, he dropped down, all of a sudden he wins the race. Like, they do so much better when they drop down, right?
Exactly. And also what happens, also at the higher classes, right, dropping from a very high class to a high class is a big difference than from a medium class to a low class, if you know what I mean. Like the actual increment is bigger at the higher classes. It makes a bigger difference.
The other thing is top class horses, a lot of them can go. They can leave early or they can come from behind. They can do either.
That's right.
They're so good, usually they can go when they want to, right? At lower classes, they go to the front.
Exactly.
And that's what that guy did. So, I mean, we had him in our exactor. The other guy just couldn't hang on.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. So, good night, George. Again, thanks for the selections and good discussion. Thanks for all the fans. You guys hung in there. You made some money if you bet the selection we talked about in that fake race. You made the right choice, the 1-4 box. Alex and Jordan made some money. All right. So I guess that's all we have for tonight. We'll see everybody in a couple of weeks. All right. Take care, George.
Good night, Des. Thanks again. Take care.
See ya.